screen real quick. So thank you guys for being here. I'm not going to show all of the slides, but we'll have, if you want, we'll send you a copy of these slides, and you'll get to see what I'm going to kind of emphasize today. So before we get started, my name is Marco Torres. I'm one of the instructional integration specialists here at PSJA. With me today, I have Miss Debbie Pingle and Valentin Guerra. Um, we all help each other, but Debbie and Valentin are more associated with elementary. I'm in the middle, and then we have David Villarreal, which can assist you for any technology needs at the high school level. So what I'm going to go ahead and do today is, I am sharing, right? Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to go ahead and do today is we're going to go over learning.com. They have a particular module that gets, or modules that get students familiar with the way the new STAAR 2.0 looks like. So that's going to be the main thing. So a couple of housekeeping rules. If you can please keep your mic muted. Feel free to type any questions into the chat. Debbie and Valentin will be moderating, and then they can either answer it or they can stop me and I'll be able to answer it. We do have the session number, which is 263715, and the remote check-in code is PSJA Tech. So in case you're not familiar with learning.com, I'm just going to show a couple of slides, but then I'm going to go into it and show you what it looks like. So learning.com is actually, it helps with digital literacy. So we have a few different pathways. There's a pathway that when students log into learning.com, they are assigned a keyboarding pathway. So it'll show lessons on how to get the kids to learn how to properly keyboard. We also have one called Tech Quest, but those are different than what I'm going to show you all today. So I'm going to show you how to log in, what modules we're going to look for, and we're going to do how do you assign a lesson, and then how do you view the assignments on the reports. So this is the part where I'm going to just go into learning.com. So the way I got into learning.com was as soon as you log in. If you don't see it as a teacher under your teacher pages, it's because you haven't favorited it. What you can do is go here to the district page, and then they have learning.com. So you would go ahead and log in through there. I'm using one of my buddies from PSJ Bears. So this is exactly what a teacher view would look like. So once you go in through Clever, go ahead and click on learning.com, and it'll show you a page that looks very similar to this. It should be your name, and then what classes that you have. So today what we're going to do is actually focus on one module in particular, or set of modules. I mean, the way you find it is when you log in, when the teachers log in, this is the first thing they see. Have them go to the library tab, which is on the top right corner. So when they click on library, they're going to see a few different pathways. But the one that we're going to be focusing on today is actually called Prep for Online Assessments. It's this first one right here that you see. Now you can go ahead and click it. The only thing is, all grade levels have this available to them. All teachers have this available to them, but they don't. Yeah, like as you can see here, it only goes up to 8th grade. But this is still something available at the high school. So what I'm going to recommend to high school teachers is still go ahead and use the 6th through 8th grade, because you can still use these skills to succeed in the STAAR test at the high school level. I'm not exactly sure why they don't have a high school one, but the same test questions that we're going to see here, the types, it's going to be the same at the high school level. So you can practice this. Any content teacher that teaches STAAR, have them go into this 6 through 8. And then these are the actual modules that teachers can assign to their classes, so that students can familiarize themselves with the way that the new STAAR test is going to look like. The one that we're going to focus on today, even though I'm going to assign all of these to one class to show you how it looks, the main one that we're going to focus on today is called Online Assessment Skills Practice. So when you're here from the library, it's going to be the very bottom one. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to assign these 10 items just so that we know what it looks like on the teacher perspective. So if you go ahead and click assign 10 items, it will show you all of your synced classes that you have on here. So I'm here with Mr. Jimenez's account, and he has a economics 1B. So let's just say I'm going to just do this one class. You can choose your one class, or you can choose all your classes. But for this example, let's just do the economics 1B. So go ahead and click on that. We're going to go ahead and put assign it to 1. And it'll actually have a prompt to you up here that you can look at where it is in your class now. So the cool thing about this is these are the assignments that you have for this one class up here. Notice if I go to a different class, they don't have assignments. So that's how you can navigate what you have assigned to what classes on the left-hand side. So the cool thing is the assignments show up, your students show up, and it has a grade book. So it even shows you while they're working on those 10, where they're at and what grades they've gotten along the way. There's no grades here because I just assigned it. But what I want to show you this, and this is the most interesting part of what we're going to be talking about today, is you can actually preview what you're going to give the students. I recommend if teachers have the time, go ahead and assign all of these for online test prep. But the one that is the most important, and I'm going to emphasize it to the teachers, and I'm going to emphasize it to the secondary CITs on Friday, is go ahead and really, if they're going to assign one assignment, have it be the very last one, the online assessment skills practice, because I want to show you what it looks like, and you're gonna see the benefit of it. So there was a play button that I clicked on the last screen. It takes me to the lesson plan, but if you want to see what it looks like on the student view, have them click on student view on the top right hand corner, and we're actually gonna see what the test looks like. So what my recommendation is, when you're going to do this yourself, or you're going to turn this training around at the campus level, I strongly recommend that teachers assign how you just saw the way we assigned assignments right now on learning.com, and then have them, especially on this very last online skills practice, model it with the students, have it projected on the new line board from the teacher computer, and then have the students follow along with you, so that you can go one question by one item type to another item type, and you can ask in between each question, like from question 1 to question 2, did you guys understand that? Does anybody have any questions on this type of question? So let me try to kind of model one way that we can, as an example of how it would look like in a classroom. So for example, for this question number 1, I would say, hey, everybody, get to question number 1. This is us getting started. Now, some of you guys might notice this icon throughout the test. Some of you students might have it, some of you might not. But I'm here to tell you that you can click on it and it'll actually read text to speech. And so let's go ahead and do it right now. So you can have the class do it, and then this is what it would look like. Oh, I'm not sure if I'm sharing audio. I don't think I am, but you get the idea. It's reading the text here. So you can, as an example, show the student, hey, look, when you see this icon, go ahead and click in it, and the question will be read to you. So what you're going to notice as you go on through this module is that there's no content on here. It's just telling you what the test questions look like. You're not going to see a math question. You're not going to see a social studies question. It's literally just showing you like what the questions will look like. So it says, like, for example, we will use the radio button when needed to select only one answer. The answer to the question below to practice your skills. These skills practice help me prepare to take the online assessment. Select true as your answer. So see, there wasn't a problem here. It just says, hey, this is what a true and false question looks like. And also, when you see radio buttons, like these circular ones, you can only pick one. So that's something I would emphasize to the class. Like, let's when you see these circles, you can only select one answer. Let's click on true and go next. So this one, for slides 2 and 3, these are examples. These are examples of drag and drop, and it has text. They have some helpful hints on, on tools in the test. So right here, this play sound, you would tell the students, we just messed with that text to speech feature. and you can just do, they can practice. So this would be like audio, which key button goes backward, that would be the left arrow, which goes forward, that would be the right arrow. Saves your place. See, and it teaches the students like this is, what a save button looks like, I'm sure a lot of them are familiar, but maybe with the younger kids or students who are new to like they're new, like maybe they came from Mexico and they're testing for the first time here, like they might not know these things. So this is really good practice. Like, and then like I said, we can do this one by one. You can model it with the students and then go on to the next question. Gives you a little bit more info here. So again, this one's talking about zooming in, uh, zooms in on the screen. You'll kind of get the idea. So this one is zoom in, the other one is zoom out. So see, these are really good teachable moments where you're telling the students, look, you're gonna see this ruler on the screen. You can use it to measure things. So this is a really good guide, a really good pacing guide of showing students what the test looks like, and just getting them prepared. I highly recommend if you can do this training with students and staff prior to benchmark 2, because that's really when you want the students to retain the information right before they go into that test. So if you can do this training before benchmark 2, or show some of your staff, I think it would be extremely beneficial to you and the students and the other teachers. So let's kind of keep going on. The way you can teach this particular question is, you'll notice that now we have check boxes, right? So you'll notice what you want to tell the students is, as opposed to the circle, the radio buttons, when you see check boxes, that means that you can do multi-select. So we're going to go ahead and follow the directions on here, which is click apple, blueberry, and orange, right? So again, not only are we doing this with the students and modeling it for them, we're emphasizing, guys, look at the difference between these check boxes and the circle answers. Those ones you can only answer one question. Check boxes you can do 2 or more. This is a really good tool. This particular question is really good for they. It's like a multi-part question, I believe. Actually, I'm sorry, it's a short constructed response. But see, they even have a line reader here that the students can use. So you can say, hey guys, whenever you see line reader, this is the way it works, you know, and have the kids practice using that tool. So this particular question in general, it has a short little passage on here. And then it does come with a question. So it says, what did the duck in the story learn to do? Right here, you see a character limit. So this is mimicking a short constructed response. So when you're going when you're going along with the kids on this one, you can tell them, hey, look, notice how when you start typing, uh, to the pond. You can say, notice that when you start typing, that the word limit is going up. So, when you're teaching it to the students, you can go, hey, just so you know, if you ever wonder how much space you have left, look at the word limit on the bottom right hand corner. And you can also teach them things like what bold, italics, underline, and then bulleting, and then it also has numbering here. So these are all good things that you can, when you're going modeling this for the students, you can kind of teach them all of that good stuff. We go into question 6. This is actually an example of inline choice. So this is when you click the drop down menu and then you can pick any one of these answers. This is a new type of question on STAAR. If you ever get confused on what the names of these item types are, I actually put it in the slideshow. So there's a slide that, well, when I get to it, it'll tell you uh, number 1 was a true false question. Number 2 and 3 were a drag and drop. So this one, if you ever forget, it's called inline. It's going to be in one of the slides here. So I put them out there for you in case you want to show this to other staff at your school and just say, oh, I forgot the name of it. Go to question number 6, and that one was an inline choice with a match table grid. That's the inline choice, and then this is match table grid. This one is a little funky, but yeah, this one you typically have this on math problems and in science problems. So it's pretty interesting type of question there. So we'll just go through that and then press next. Number 7, from what I'm not a math person, that wasn't my background, but in talking with teachers at different schools, they did say that when they click here, this is the type of calculator that the students will see on the STAAR. They said it was pretty exact. So when they get to this one, you can say, oh, this is an example of using a STAAR replicated calculator. So that one is a good one there. And basically, I think all you're doing is putting in this formula. So when we go to question 8, this is also a new type of, this is called a histogram. So this one is the students will be practicing creating a bar graph. So I think they're just going to mimic what's up here. So they would have like 40 pizza, 25 for salad. Again, these are not anything related to content. It's just to have the students practice, right? So that one would be 10, and then this one would be 30. We go to question number 9. This is an example of how students can plot coordinates on a plane, or I guess that's what you call this. So it would be 6, 4, right? I'm not a math person, but I think it's here. So you just practice, have the students place the correct coordinates to the problem up here. And you can, if you are a math person and it pertains to you, then you can actually give them the correct answers and not do what I'm doing right here. But you all get the point, right? So we only got a couple more. We got about 3 more questions left. So when you go to question 10, this is a number line question. So it'll have students practice using tools for the number line, right? So it'll be like that, here, here, and then here. So it would look something like that, right? If you're a math teacher, you definitely want to do questions 7 through 12 because most of them are math. Actually, the last 2 aren't. This is called hotspot. Usually what's going to happen on the test is kids will get a map and they actually have to put they have to mark parts of a map. Like for example, we'll say, can you label the equator? Like where would the equator be on this map? And then it'll have different spots available that the student can click on, and then that's a hotspot question. But because this one is asking for something else, they'll just be familiar with what a hotspot looks like. But this isn't a great representation of the type of question. And then last but not least, we do have, this one is I think it's a multi-part question. So the first question is asking for just a regular question, and then it's going to go ahead and then ask you for I think it's another a short response question. So they'll answer the corresponding question, and then they'll just the ghost just just typing away. But that's going to be something that the students will see on the actual test. So yeah, these were actually very good examples, maybe with the exception of number 11. These were really good examples of STAAR test questions. And then yeah, this is one that I actually missed here. So yeah, these are really good STAAR 2.0 replicated questions where there's no content on it, but they're really good to go over before benchmark 1. I mean, I'm sorry, before benchmark 2, just so that students can get that practice that they need. So it's something that I highly advocate for. So that was just one. That's the one module that I was really emphasizing. But there's a couple of things that you could do on STAAR. So I'm sorry, on learning.com. So let's go back to the Teacher Center. Does anybody have any questions over that online assessment skills practice by any chance? Any questions so far? No questions, right? Okay, cool.
I don't see any questions so far. Great job,
Let
Marco, though. I like those
yeah,
examples.
yeah, and let me show you a little bit of what else we can do on learning.com. So let me share the screen again, and then we'll kind of go over how we can look at student assessment and student data. So let me get back to this really quick. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is view the assignments and the reports, right? So let's get to, okay. So let's go back to the teacher center. So right here, like I said, we added all of the assignments here. Let me go back to and kind of re-go over it so I could show how it was. So just in case, if you want to know how to do the assignment, the one we did for this example was prep for online assessments, which is right here. Pick the appropriate grade level. And then again, you can always view with the play button, and then you can assign it with the plus button. So when you do the plus button, it will ask you which class do you want to assign it to. So you can put it in the corresponding class and then add it. There's another way you can look at data. So once we actually go to what we can actually do here is, if you click on the account button on the top right hand corner, there's this option that says return to original platform. So if you go ahead and click on it, this is another view of your classes, which is here on the left hand side. Here it has a list of all Mr. Jimenez's classes, and so we put the assignment in 1B. So when we click on it, this is a real cool detailed view of individual students in the class. And then these were the 10 modules that I had assigned for them earlier. The last one being the example we just went over. But this is a really cool view of, you can see where the students are. So if you see that some students are done, if you can see that some students are like at 80% or 90%, and then you can see what their grades were along the way. Again, you don't have to assign the entire 10 modules to the students, but I do really highly recommend that we do the online assessment skills practice, which is the very last one on in that category. So just the 10th module of online prep assessment. I mean, yeah, that was pretty much it. I don't know if I missed anything, Debbie. I mean, of course, there's also a lot of stuff that you can do on learning.com. We do have that when students go into, when they log in, the students will already have an example of keyboarding, which they can practice. Just, they already have a keyboarding that's available when they log in, and then they also have Tech Quest, which has a combination of things, right, Debbie? It's like keyboarding, but also like digital citizenship and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's anything recommended like at their level for
Yeah.
technology skills that they need to know.
And one thing that I'm pushing for, and this is the way I approach it, is if you are going to do just the one prep for online assessments, the one that I've been pushing, which is this last one, I really highly recommend it for prior to benchmark 2, but have the students, if you got time, like I know Fridays sometimes they have literacy time, or if you have homeroom or something like that, or advisory, have them work on every Friday if you can, or whenever you have time, on the keyboarding skills, because it's they call it, I guess it's called pecking or something. It's like when the students are typing like one finger at a time, like one letter at a time.
Mhm.
Have them practice keyboarding from here until maybe the week before benchmark 2. And if worst comes to worst, the week before benchmark 2, try this online assessment skills practice. I really think working on keyboarding until and then do the same thing again when it gets closer to the end of the year test. Work on keyboarding and then revisit the online skills practice once you're about to do benchmark 2, and then again at the end of the school year, just so that students are familiar with learning.com and the way, and I'm sorry, just so that students are familiar with how the new STAAR looks like. Um, Anybody have any questions? I don't know if you want to add anything else in, Debbie or Valentine.
Um, Yeah, no, it's a helpful tool when the students log into their account. Right now they have a tech quest or the keyboarding class that they can choose from. so they can actually toggle back. I think they go to, there's a little tab at the top of theirs that says classes, and they can choose the tech quest or keyboarding. And then, of course, if you add these assignments for the online test prep, they'll see that under assignments.
Yes. Yeah. So when the student logs in, it should be visible there. So, and then you can tell them, hey guys, I know you have a few options in front of you. Look for the one that says prep for online assessment. And if you want them to work on that one, that's how I would approach it. But again, the keyboarding is really good. It's really helpful. And I think we all experienced that sometimes students, it will take a while for them to make their short or their long response questions. And then, sometimes we don't have the most reliable internet. So when it would get timed out, they'd lose a lot of time retyping in those short and long response questions. So I think these are really valuable, the keyboarding and the prep for online assessment. Let me see if there's anything in the actual slideshow that I missed, but oops, if not, that might be it. So see here, I think we went over.
Does anyone have any questions? Why Marco's going back?
Yeah, I think we covered all of that. Yeah, and reach out to me, Valentine, Debbie, David. We're all pretty good when it comes to learning.com. And if you need help, if a teacher needs help assigning it to the class, reach out to us. If they want to know other just beneficial tools from learning.com, let us know, because we know a few things that can really help students prepare, not only for the test, but just become more digitally literate. But yeah, reach out to us. We're always here to help. And I guess that's all that I got on my end on this one, Debbie. And if I have, I know Ladis is here, but I'm going to go over it again with secondary and high school CITs. So hopefully when they go back to campus, Friday afternoon or their Monday morning, feel free to ask them. It's a short process to assign these assignments to kids, and then just have them look at it and go from there, and just better prepare them for keyboarding and for the tests.
Yeah, and some students, this might be a big need that some students do, and some might know it all already, but it's a really good tool for those students that just need a little bit of extra learning how to navigate that online, platform.
And if you do have those kids that feel like they know everything, because they exist, they're in every class, there's always like one techie in every class, have them model with you, have them explain to the students what certain buttons look like, explain the audio button, explain what a bookmark button does, because like I said, everything that you just saw is literally on the test. They're going to see those icons. So use those smart kids to your advantage, and just say, oh, hey, you know everything, come help me, come help out your buddies. But yeah, it's a great tool. Y'all should really check out learning.com. I think that's it for me, Debbie. Were we going to do any kind of?
We have 6 people here.
Oh, okay.
So do you want to just pick a number, or do you want to bring out the claw?
I'll do the claw just because it's more suspenseful.
And share the sound, because we want to hear the sound it makes. Thank you, everybody, for attending. Share the information at your campus. We are meeting with our elementary CITs tomorrow. We'll share this information with them as well tomorrow, so they can pass it on at the campus. Just so, students can benefit from having this little extra knowledge when they go into that online testing.
Darn, I don't know what it is, Debbie, but I've had this problem for a long time. It won't allow me to put sound on. So I'm sorry, everybody.
Okay,
it's not going to be. I'll make the sounds.
We'll have Valentine make the sound.
How many did we have, Debbie?
6.
6. So
we'll just have one drawing today.
All right, here we go.
A little prize pack.
Number 3. Good job,
our lucky winner today is Lorena de los Santos.
Oh,
Yay,
Lori.
Lori, are you still here?
I'm here, Debbie.
Yay! Congratulations, Lori.
Today.
Thank you.
Thanks. Congratulations, Lori. And And thanks to everybody for being here. Again, like I said, I hope this was of use to you guys, and it will be of use to the students and staff at your campus. Feel free, reach out. Anybody here, Debbie, Valentine, myself, and Dave will be more than happy to help you out if that's what y'all need. But I really appreciate y'all being here, and thanks for the help, Valentine and Debbie. You all are awesome, and Dave, and I think I think we will see you all at the next training. Which I didn't share my screen, but we have one more training coming up, which is
We have 2 more this week.
Yes, let me just share it right here at the bottom.
I have 2 meter recharges.
The next one, what do we got, guys? We're the 17th. We have one on the 19th. Oh yeah,
and on the 18th. We have the middle school meter recharge.
Yes.
That will be tomorrow.
Yes, awesome. Thanks, Valentine. Yeah, middle school, secondary unmute and recharge is tomorrow, 3:45 to 4:30, and then elementary is Thursday at 4:15, right, guys?
Correct.
Correct.
Awesome. Yeah, 4:15 to 5. So thank you all for being here. We really look forward to seeing you in future trainings, and you all have an awesome day.
Thank you, Marco.
Thanks,
Great
guys.
job.